I'm so high.
Please don't make updates high. Hello!
Hello!
We are
Annie and Konstantin.
And you're watching another episode of
Updates.
We are recording this episode a little bit earlier than usual, because usually we record it on Wednesday so we can release it on Thursday. But today is Monday night, and we're doing this because we're taking a little hometown vacation in Nuremberg. We do have some news, actually, because the student council of my university started a program where they want to support projects started by students which will benefit to other students in some way financially.
They want to financially support projects that benefit other students. They want to support projects that would benefit other students financially.
Well, it's still... Yes, people, you understand that.
Students don't get money. Hopefully we get money.
We applied for that program with the Depression Anxiety Life Hacks, and we got a very positive response, and now we need to send in the full calculation to show what exactly we want to spend money on. And this is a thing we are going to finish hopefully in the next couple of hours so we can send it out, and we'll have a little help from our friends to get the Depression Anxiety Life Hacks rolling, which is awesome. We mentioned it in previous videos that we want to make a mental health day at my university, but another idea is, because it is a media university, and while mental health is of course an issue for many people, there's another thing they could benefit from our experience, and that is the whole project of the crowdfunding of the whole series. So we want to make this day, but we also want to make some sort of a workshop where after the crowdfunding campaign we are going to tell in detail how we went on finding an audience and finding donors and conceptualizing the crowdfunding campaign. So basically all the things we learned while making this super altruistic project, and share our knowledge.
We are great big fans of the whole notion of crowdfunding because it gives the audience immediate license to support the art that they believe in and that they want to see more of. And that's precisely the kind of art that we want to make. We don't want to make art for some big corporation. We don't want to make art that advertises things. We want to make actual art for actual people. So that immediacy of crowdfunding is wonderful. And because of that, we've been researching crowdfunding a lot, and we've thought about it a lot, and we've dealt with it a lot, but we haven't actually done it yet. So we're going to use the Depression Anxiety Life Hacks because it's a project that isn't gigantic, so it's something that we can crowdfund with, a small amount of support rather than a gigantic amount of support, and it's a project that we can do really with any amount of money. We could make it on our own budget, with whatever is left over every month, and we can make it with a gigantic budget and turn it into a giant project and increase the outreach and increase the impact that it could have by investing more time and more money into marketing efforts and into spreading the word and into all of those things. So the point is that this is kind of a perfect project for testing out crowdfunding, and it's a perfect project for crowdfunding in general because it adds value to the lives of the viewers, hopefully. It's not just some project that we want to make and, oh my god, we're so cool, support us, but it's a project that we hope that you really want to have in your life. So I think either way, after having done that crowdfunding project, we're going to have some actual things to say about crowdfunding that people might care about and that might help people in not just crowdfunding any dumb project that happens, but actually showing you why it's valuable and actually crowdfunding projects that are valuable to you.
Albert.
What?
Epiphany. So in the last couple of days, I spent my time a lot with the subject of self-evaluation. Basically going through and trying to find out what kind of person you are. Because if you kinda know who you are, you also kinda can extrapolate how you should deal with other people. Things like that. Well, a part of that self-discovery. It's a highly personal thing in the way that I am really into planning and theoretizing, and what I seldom do is living in the moment. And it's important to be aware of that. The first step and the second step is to address that. That's basically what my epiphany is, to stop putting off everything into the future and thinking, I will do that, and I will do that, and I will do that. And it's more important from time to time just to say, I'm living right now. Because you can always do things for the future, but sometimes you need to do things that are right here for the moment. It's not very concise, this epiphany this week. I can't put it into few coherent words, but that was kind of my epiphany. Being aware that it's important to do things instantly. Taking your time also to do things right now spontaneously. That's basically my little epiphany.
My epiphany this week has been kind of personal in the sense that, I don't know if you noticed, but the last few weeks have been kind of hard. I've been working really hard, and it's been difficult, and it's been flare-ups of anxiety, and it's been flare-ups of depression, but it didn't knock me down. It's really strange when you're struggling to think of it as progress in the long run, because it's hard and you're struggling, but you're not struggling quite as bad as you did last time, so you're already struggling better. So you're making progress in the long run, and you're suffering, and you have moments where you just can't anymore, but they're just moments. You know, you don't get knocked down for days, and that's a big step. And then that kind of leads to the next thing, because it's been hard to work on the depression anxiety life hacks the past 2 days because I've been struggling. And it feels really dumb to tell people any way to, be better at living with depression and anxiety when I'm not fucking amazing at it myself right now. But now that the work stress is kind of slowing down and it's turning into a little bit of a routine, and I actually get to work on our own projects again, I'm finding a kind of renewed energy, and it's very exciting to work on the depression anxiety life hacks because I feel like I learned things. And I'm realizing now that over the past years, every time I had a major depressive episode, every time I had an anxiety episode that knocked me out for a few days, I always came out of it with plans, and I always came out of it with new things to do and new things to try. Right here in this room under the bed is a box that has tea in it and paper for folding tiny elephants and Tylenol and a scarf. Because at some point I realized that having these things around is going to make it easier when I'm struggling. And I'm realizing that basically every time after I felt really shitty, I would, without fail, send an email to Konstantin saying, okay, from now on we're going to try this, this, and that, and we're going to see how it works. So really we've been field testing life hacks ever since I've been struggling. And getting back to writing the script for the second Depression Anxiety Life Hacks episode, and really looking at the entire project, looking at the coming episodes, looking at turning it into events, looking at making a website to, solidify and collect all of that. It's the sort of project that makes you feel a little bit guilty because to a large extent you're doing it for yourself. You're doing it to make use of the shit you've been through. A few months ago, Konstantin came up with that sentence, we carry the fire we've been through, and it's funny because every time after I've had a really tough time, I feel like I'm freaking on fire, and I'm just running around lighting up everyone I meet because I have wisdom to share right now. So that's the phase I'm in right now, and I'm rambling a lot, and this has been a really long epiphany, but I have made a lot of long-term progress, and it's very hard to see that really often, but right now I'm feeling pretty good about it. So that's what I got.
That was awesome. Very, very good. Very, very good.
Yes.
Yes.
So that's what I have to say.
Excellent. I think we have also the random bit with me being an asshole again.
In terms of
Please speak up, Annie.
Don't say that so annoyed.
Well, you need to speak up.
Yes, but it's hard for me. I'm a very soft-spoken person. I'm not me when I'm speaking like this.
Then forget what I said and just speak in your usual voice.
Well, no, I can't do that either, because clearly I need to match your volume, but you're like 2 times my size, and you have about, 3 times the resonance chambers. I had a person tell me once that my normal pitch is a little lower than it should be, like I should be a little higher for my naturalness, and then I would be automatically a little louder. Basically, I'm putting strain on my vocal cords for speaking lower than I actually am. And that strain could be used for projecting more, I suppose. The problem is that that person told me to do that, but not how to do that, which, educationally speaking, is a really poor teaching approach. I know that it's possible, and I know that if I do this often enough and long enough, this is going to work, but that also requires you to remind me to speak higher and louder. Not only when we're sitting here trying to shoot videos and I'm like, okay, now I need to be delightful and also concise and also intelligent and also interesting and also, gorgeous.
Yeah, no, it's fine. Just put a lot of pressure on me. It's fine. Just do it. No.
Where else am I supposed to put it? I mean, I'm already putting it like right there to raise the pitch.
Yeah, no.